I think I'll just step up here. When Dakota called me up and said, hey, can you speak again at Email Insider Summit? I said, great, yes, I'm so excited to speak. She said, I'm going to get you that 8:15 slot on Wednesday morning again. I'm like, you know how awesome that slot is? Everybody's bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready to excel, and really wants to hear me talk about Emarsys. And I realized that that's what I needed to not do. You do not want to sit here at 8:15 on Wednesday morning and see screenshots of my platform. So instead, what I thought I'd do is I'd come up here and in the spirit of, you know, it's almost January, we're going to do predictions, we're going to do we're going to agree to diet more and exercise and have our resolutions. I talk about Emarsys' 5 marketing predictions over the next 5 years. Now, I'm going to make this interactive because these are just predictions, and I'm sure many of you are going to look at these and say, oh, I don't agree, or yeah, whatever, or hey, you know, I think that that's something that we are thinking about. So I'm going to start with our first prediction, which is, and I think this isn't even really a prediction anymore. We're seeing this more and more in the stores, but the shift of your sales associate, your in-store customer service representative, to what we would define as an omni-channel data associate. So what do I mean by this? Who here has been to Restoration Hardware recently? Okay. You who've been to Restoration Hardware, have you seen a change in the in-store experience at Restoration Hardware since you started going there? No. You haven't, okay. So has anybody been approached by a sales associate with an iPad at Restoration Hardware recently? Yes. So I buy my towels from Restoration Hardware, and I've been buying towels there for years. And in the old days, you know, 5 years ago, I would go in and I would pick out my towels, the color I wanted or whatever. And maybe if I wanted a monogram on them because I wanted to be a little bit douchey, I'd order them. But most of the time, I just walk out of the store with a bag of towels. The last 2 times I've gone, what I would define as an omni-channel data associate has walked up to me with an iPad and said, can I get your email address? And I hand them my email address, and they're like, oh, you ordered the sage blue towels in large bath sheet size. Do you want to reorder that same one? They didn't have inventory on my towels. Their expectation was that they would give me the data, I would respond, and they even said, do you want to use the same credit card as last time? Oh, it looks like you still have a credit card on file. So in my market, Restoration Hardware is taking this to the next level. I'm not sure if it's the same in other markets. I live in Toronto, but they've recently closed their smaller stores. And what they've done is they've built a giant showroom experience. And when you go into that showroom, you're not walking out with a bag of product. You're interacting in an environment. And you're interacting with their data associates, with their iPads, who are helping you define how you're going to engage with their brand and their product in that store experience, and then they're helping you order and ship to your home. This is our prediction over the next 5 years, that more and more businesses are going to start to use this data on you as a customer to create these in-store experiences, but that you will not be transacting in store or walking out with inventory. I'm going to give you another example. Sephora. Who here has been in a Sephora recently? Has anybody noticed a change in their store recently? Where you can walk into a Sephora and you see a lot of inventory, but in the middle of their store is an entire section, no product, just people and mirrors with lights, and an opportunity to have a mini facial or to have a full makeup experience or something like that. And those makeup associates or those facial specialists are really just your data associates. They're helping you select products that you will walk out of the store and purchase. And they're building their database of loyal customers online so that they can start to help you replenish those products online. They're starting to blur the lines between customer service in-store experience and omni-channel data associates. So that's our first prediction. Anybody here disagree that this is the direction we're going? And more we're going to start seeing stores more as places to look at inventory, touch inventory, and then purchase online. Okay, so I think we're pretty good on this one. I want to point at the screen, not at the... So the next one, and I think I heard a lot from others in their presentations talking about mobile first. Mobile first, mobile first. We need to make our websites more responsive. We need to make our emails more responsive. We need to be thinking about the data that our customers are providing on us as they transact with our brands more and more from their mobile phones. But our argument is that we aren't going to be needing to think about mobile first in the next 5 years. We're going to start to think about mobile only. And I can use an example that we saw yesterday. How many people are using websites to find the perfect mate in their dating experiences? More and more, and almost exclusively in certain demographics, we're using apps to decide who it is that we want to spend time with. And we're using that app in proximity to those people. Maybe we're in a bar. We're using apps to quickly define who fits. Swipe right for yes, swipe left for no, swipe down for, I don't know, swiping down. But the other one is Uber. Let's think about Uber or Lyft. Is anybody, who in this room goes to the website to book your car on Uber? Not one of us. Why? Because we need an immediacy of that ride. We're using that app. So our assertion is, in the next 5 years, we're going to start to be able to transact online in a similar way for our purchases. We're going to swipe right. No, those jeans will make me look really fat. Oh, hang on. Those are easy fit. Swipe left and transact quickly. Does anybody here think that this is a 5-year state of your business? Do you think that you as a marketer will get to mobile only in the next 5 years? Or do you think it's going to be too challenging? Longer? You're shaking your head. No? Okay. But think about it like the Amazon Dash. Think about connected devices and that immediacy of getting our requirements met. Has anybody used Amazon Dash? It's awesome. Like, I just got my husband a new Google Home device. We're just trying to figure out how to use it. But I love the idea of a smart refrigerator that will allow me to replenish my milk or my butter or whatever it is. I love this idea. So again, what we're asserting is in the next 5 years, we want to make mobile shopping this easy. Sorry. So this one, we get a lot of argument when we present this one, but we are asserting that in the next 5 years, Facebook is going to become a social commerce platform, that they're going to introduce something like Facebook Money, and that you're going to be able to buy through through Facebook. And why we sort of came up with this prediction is, why else would Facebook buy Oculus? I mean, virtual reality is really cool, and hey, Oculus is a great experience. But if you're Facebook, you're thinking about, how do I monetize this experience? Envision that virtual reality as a shopping experience. And then envision the data that Facebook has underlying about us as consumers. They know what we like from a music standpoint, from a movie standpoint. From a, hey, what do we click on from an advertising standpoint? They know who our friends are and what those people like. What if they were to create a monetary currency and allow us to purchase directly from our social sphere? So that's another prediction we have over the next 5 years. Anybody think that this is a possibility? I think the concept of it is still something like, how do you make it work? But if we think about Google Wallet, Apple Pay, and all of the different wallet technologies, why not Facebook? Especially Facebook, with their data set on our personal needs and requirements. This one should hit really close to home. Email is an amazing channel. Like, this whole, again, I've been in the industry forever. I can't remember, all of us could be rich if we got $1 for every time somebody said email's dead. We know email's not only not dead, we know that at the C-suite, when they need to make some quick revenue, they tell us to send another email. And email drives traffic to our websites and allows us to engage and understand what our customers are doing. But ultimately, what if you could transact directly from the email? Google is already at the forefront of this. Who's heard of Pony Express? Okay, that's a bill payment process. And how about Google Pay? Who's used Google Pay transfers? Me as well. So if you think about your business, the ability to, let's say, instead of having the abandoned cart product, go back to your website and take that customer through an e-commerce experience, what if they got that abandoned cart email and were able to just buy that shirt with a buy now button from the email, leveraging that concept of this Google Pay concept? Does anybody here think that this is a prediction we will see a reality in the next 5 years? How much would this transform what you're doing today? Would it have a bigger, do you think it would drive significantly more revenue because of the immediacy of that transaction? We predict that not only is this going to happen, but we also think that the demographic shift is going to be, and it will be seismic, that Amazon with their one click, that simplicity to transact is going to drive a lot more revenue. And I think we're going to see email continue to be that lead channel of not only traffic, but transaction. So this is our last prediction. And anybody who's heard me or other representatives of Emarsys speak, we talk a lot about how there's been a proliferation of data sources, of channels. That has made it incredibly difficult for marketers to do what they want to do best, which is personalize the customer experience. Not just online, but in store. We have too much data, too many channels, and really, we want to be able to deliver on that promise of marketing. We want to be able to deliver that personalization experience. What we believe is in the next 5 years, we're going to be able to do that. We're going to be able to do that by using platforms that have AI, machine learning, and data science. Those platforms are going to start to recognize the patterns of customers and start to deliver personalized experience across those channels. Those patterns are going to start to recognize what incentives those customers need to buy and start delivering offers that are relevant to those customers. The machines are going to learn the patterns of where you want to be engaged with. Do I want to be buying on mobile? Am I an in-store person? Am I an email only or online buyer? And this is what we believe in the next 5 years is going to happen. We believe that machines are finally going to be able to deliver on the promise of personalization through AI, machine learning, and data science. And so those are our predictions. And hopefully you take something away from this. Maybe it's, hey, I want to start swiping to buy my jeans. But I want to thank everybody for their time.